Yes, guys, we're here in Birmingham. It's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live, and we're joined today by Frank Smith. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm all good. So, interesting, a little off the radar question. Have you been watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? And how do you think Barry McGuigan's doing so far?
I'll be honest with you, I don't watch that shit. I'm sure Barry's doing very well, but I don't watch reality TV programs, sadly. Is that a reality? No, it's more like a competition, isn't it?
It's half and half, reality.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I hope Barry wins it.
Love that. What I wanted to ask you, because Eddie said to pass this buck on to you. What's been happening with the tournament in Japan? Because we're still waiting for the next round of the series.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's been a legal issue there. That's something that's ongoing. You know, we signed a multi-year contract to do events in Japan. We did one, and there's a situation ongoing. Can't go into too much detail because it's a legal matter, but not ideal. But the key for me was always to focus to keep the fighters active. You know, Kieran Conway obviously fights on Saturday night. Aaron McKenna, I've been speaking to Mick Hennessy very regularly around, and you know, Japanese guys have actually boxed or boxing as well. So yeah, not ideal, but something that's hopefully new soon.
Love that. Regarding the Matchroom stable, we know that Anthony Joshua, he's coming towards the tail end of his career. How are you going to build the next pay-per-view star, and who do you think it's going to be? Who do you see in your future?
Look, I always say this with, you know, we've got so many great fighters signed to us, but I always say with boxing, it's such a difficult thing to look at. You know, when we signed Tony Bellew and he had his first fight at the Echo Arena and sold 1,000 tickets, did I think he'd go on to have his last 3 fights as headlines on pay-per-view and go on to become a Hollywood actor? No, I didn't. Did I think that, you know, Josh Warrington in the early days would go on to sell out stadiums like he did? Did I think that Lee Wood, after his loss, would come back the way he did? Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's not always easy to just pinpoint, you know, who those individuals are necessarily going to be, you know. But I think we've got some great fighters coming through. We've got some great fighters we're focused on building. And I think I'm excited about what the future holds.
Talking about the future, how would you review your year so far, or overall, because we're coming to the end of the year, how would you review the year as the Matchroom stable? How do you think it's done?
I think we've had some brilliant nights this year. I think we've had some great nights, and also amongst the Riyadh season events as well, which have taken, you know, not taken talent, but talent's obviously been utilised on those shows as well. But I think we've had some great nights. We know what we need to do as well. There's been questions about the UK schedule, but we know we need to focus on the UK. When you see nights like this on Saturday with Galal Yafai and Sonny Edwards, 2 great fighters coming together, and it shows with the ticket sales, a proper night and a proper fight, and that's what we're going to see on Saturday. So I think it's been a good year. I think there can always be improvements, but I think when you look at our global schedule and what we've delivered over the last year, it's been great.
Yeah, so as you was talking about people talking about the UK schedule, because I remember you mentioning to October Red about there's going to be 15, or Basic Kid, about 16 fights for next year. Is that due to, you know, other promoters like GBM Sports and obviously Frank Warren coming over? Are they going to fill up the rest of the other weeks of the year?
Look, we'll do probably 16 shows in the UK, we'll do 10 shows in the US, we'll do 6 shows in Mexico, then we have our international stuff as well. We look to do around 35 shows a year, you know, and it's a lot of events. You know, that's close to, you know, 35 events, close to 300 odd fights a year on shows. It's a lot of work that goes into it, but you know, we're always looking to build and grow, and we'll see how things play out.
No, I'm really glad you cleared that up, because you know subscribers, the first thing they're going to do, oh, you're nicking my money. So I'm glad you cleared that one up.
I think the Zone have got 175 fight nights or something. You know, insane. It's the place to be for boxing.
Love that. So then going to the main event, how do you see this fight going? What do you think are the keys to victory for both between Sonny Edwards and Galal Yafai?
I'll be honest with you, I've never been a tactician. You know, I'm not the man who sits here and tells you about the boxing ability of fighters. That's the big man's job over there, and their trainers as well. But I think both guys have got a huge amount of respect because they've been in the ring with each other so many times, you know, in the amateur, in sparring. You know, they know what they both bring. And I think we're in for a treat. And I think it's a fight that we could see multiple times.
A fighter who I really like on the card, I've watched both of his fights. I was at his last fight, Hamza Udin. What do you think of him, and how far do you think he's going to go, and what impresses you about him?
Very far. I think you see the hand speed on him. You see he's got punch power as well, which you don't always see in those weight divisions. And I'm excited about what he brings. He's a huge ticket seller as well, and I'm excited about the journey with him. Back out here, we've got so many great fighters on the card. Aaron Bowen as well, back out after 15 months out of the ring. Huge ticket sales for him as well. So so much young talent coming through, and so much to look forward to. Taylor Bevan, who we just signed. Taylor Bevan, Aaron Bowen's a great fight in the future that was spoken about yesterday. So yeah, excited.
Yeah, Taylor Bevan, he looked really good on the scales today. I was like, wow, but I thought, yeah, he looked good. But why has Aaron Bowen been out the ring for so long?
Injuries. Look, we wanted to get him back in the ring, but he's had injuries, and his stage of his career, he's young. You don't want to make mistakes and do the wrong things. So for us, it was about making the right decisions, and he'll be back in there. And he was always someone who wanted to move quickly, and I think that's what you'll see now.
Yes. So last question. I've seen that Conor Benn, he's meant to be due to fight Mario Barrios, and then Eubank Jr. talking about rumours against Lara. Is there any truth in that, and how close are those things to fruition?
Barrios is the fight that Conor Benn wants, and that's the fight we've been speaking about as well. We've been speaking to Barrios' team. At the same time, I've also been having conversations about the Eubank fight, because you have to have a number of options. I think the Barrios fight is more likely than the Eubank fight. So we'll see how things play out. I'm just glad that Conor Benn is back. Everything's done now. You can't talk any more about him. It's done. So let's move on and get some big nights.
Love that. And thank you for your time. There you have it, guys. It's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. We're here with Frank Smith. And remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. You know where it is.